Standing at the top of your mat, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Weight back in the heels, lifting tall through the top of the head, tailbone to the floor, belly button pulling in. Breathing in, arms coming up sideways to prayer position, and breathing out, bring the hands to heart center. And again, breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. Breathing in and breathing out. This time breathing in, baby back bend. Breathing out, soften the knees, forward fold. Breathe in, keep the knees soft to halfway lift. Breathing out, relax over the legs and roll up through the spine, head coming up last. And repeat. Breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, baby back bend, keep the head between the arms. Breathing out, soften the knees, forward fold. Keep the knees soft, breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, relax over and roll up through the spine. Breathing in, arms coming up. I'm facing you so you can see a little bit clearer. Opening the armpits, soften the knees, turn the head and side bend. And change sides, keep that top shoulder open. And back. And then keeping the knees soft, reaching long over the legs till we're hanging like a rag doll. And sway side to side 3 times. Back to the middle. Breathing in, leading with the elbows, a nice long spine all the way to standing. Stretch the arms, baby back bend. Breathing out, soften the knees, forward fold and roll up through the spine, head last. And we'll repeat that section again. Breathing in, arms up. Take a hold of your elbows, opening the armpits, softening the knees and turn the head. Side bend and recover. Second side and recover. Breathing out, reaching over the legs, hanging from your hips, top of the head to the floor, swaying 3 times side to side. And back to the center, breathing in, leading with the elbows, all the way, stretch the arms, baby back bend. Breathing out, soften the knees, forward fold, and roll up through the spine. Breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in, baby back bend, pulling up the knees. Breathing out, forward fold with soft or straight knees, now your choice. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, relax over, plant the hands and breathe in, step back to plank. Breathe out, knees, chest, forehead. Breathe in, cobra, elbows bent. Breathe out, downward facing dog with soft knees. And walk the feet to the hands, keeping the knees soft, and roll up through the spine. And repeat. Breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. Breathing in, baby back bend. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, soften the knees, plant the hands. And breathe in, step back to plank. Breathe out, knees, chest, forehead. Breathe in, scoop through to cobra, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathing out, tuck the toes, down dog, soft knees, tailbone high, head hanging loose. Walk the feet to the hands. And roll up through the spine, head last. Breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. And again, breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, baby back bend. Breathing out, forward fold. Top of the head reaches towards the floor. Breathe in, halfway lift, shoulders pull back towards the hips. Breathe out, melt over the legs. Breathe in, step the left foot back and come up to a high lunge, tucking the tailbone down to the floor, tummy pulling in. fingertips reaching to the ceiling. Breathe in, stretch the front leg. Breathe out and bend. And repeat. Don't let the front knee pass the toes. And keep it out towards the little toes. Don't let it roll in. Breathing in as you stretch. Breathing out as you bend. And then with your next one, we're coming up and over into Warrior Two. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears, reaching long with the fingertips. Breathe in, stretch, lifting the arms. Breathe out, bend back to Warrior Two. And repeat. With resistance through the arms like you're working through water. Breathe out, push down. Breathe in, pulling up. And then breathe in, reverse warrior, opening that top shoulder, looking to the sky. Breathing out, elbow to knee, top arm all the way to the ear. And repeat, breathe in, reverse warrior. Breathe out, elbow to knee. One more time, breathing in, reverse warrior. And this time, as you breathe out, windmill the arms. Right, left, down to low lunge. Tuck the back leg underneath into a half spinal twist, looking over your right shoulder. And then undo yourself over your left shoulder, feet are wide. Soften the knees, breathing out. Breathe in, stretch. And again, breathing out, bend. Breathe in, stretch, pulling the top of the head towards the floor. Breathing out, bend. And roll up nice and slow through the spine to standing, closing the feet slightly, turning the toes out, arms reaching to the sides. We bend the knees and stretch. Bend and stretch, tailbone to the floor, shoulders stacked over the hips, knees out over the toes. Then we're going to pulse, keeping that position. Circle the arms, they cross in front and open out. Keep pulsing, pushing the little toes into the mat. Bring the arms in the opposite direction, back to the sides, and hold the plie. Lift the heels and drop them back down. I like to call these tent pegs. The feeling of pushing a tent peg into the ground with your heels, so you're pushing the heels down with resistance. Don't let them plonk down to the floor. Breathe in, stretch the legs. Now we're going to rise up, pull up through the knees and lower. Same thing, resisting putting the heels down, and each time pulling the heels towards each other as you lower, so you feel the inside thighs working as well. And breathing in, rise, reaching the fingertips to the ceiling. Breathing out, lower the heels, open the arms. Bring the feet to parallel, soften the knees, relax over the legs, and roll up through the spine. Bringing the feet to first position, turned out. Arms to the side, we start again. With the bends, and stretch. Bend and stretch, knees over the toes, and every time you stretch, pull the knees together. Bend and stretch, heels are down on the floor. One more. Then we pulse. 1, 2, 3. Keep it going. Tailbone to the floor, belly button pulling in. The back stays up nice and tall. Imagine you're standing between two walls. One in front of you, one behind you. Every motion is sideways. Then we go back to our tent pegs. Lift the heels, push them down. Every time you push them down, close the heels. As high up as you can on the toes. And stretch the legs. Then we rise and lower. Same thing, resist bringing the heels down. Closing the heels as you lower, using the upper parts of the legs that turn out to hold that position. Breathing in, rising up, take a balance, shoulders away from the ears, fingertips to the ceiling. Breathing out, lower the heels, arms to the side, turn the toes forward, bend the knees, melt over the legs, and roll up through the spine back to standing. Good, stepping to the top of your mat. Breathing in, arms coming up sideways. Breathing out, diving over the legs to forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Pull up that tummy button. Breathing out, melt over the legs, plant the hands, and step the right foot back this time. Breathe into the high lunge, tailbone down, tummy in, shoulders relaxed. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, bend. And repeat. Keeping that front knee nice and stable, not letting it roll inwards and not letting it pass the toes. Keep the belly button pulling in to avoid any overarching in your lower back. This time, we're going to breathe in, coming up and over into Warrior Two, keeping that front knee out towards the little toe. We breathe in, stretch with resistance through the arms. Breathe out, bend, and repeat. Again, keeping that front knee out towards the little toe. Don't let it roll in. Then breathing in, reverse warrior. Breathing out, elbow to knee, top arm to the ear, looking up underneath your armpit. And again, breathing in, reverse warrior. Breathing out, elbow to knee. Breathing in, reverse warrior. This time, breathing out, windmill the arms, left, right to low lunge. Tuck the back leg underneath into a half spinal twist, looking over the left shoulder. Coming back over the right shoulder, hands to the floor, step it wide. Breathing out, soften the knees. Breathe in, stretch, let the head hang loose. Breathe out, bend. Breathe in, stretch. One more time, breathe out, bend, rolling up through the spine, head last. And bringing the feet, this time, back to first position. Arms are reaching for the sides. You take your foot back onto the toe, opening the front knee over the toes, and then we're going to bend that back leg and touch with the opposite arm or hand touching the foot, really working the hamstring. If you want to make this a little bit harder, you don't have to put it down on the floor each time. You can keep it up in the air, your choice, and close. Other side, take that leg back, bend the supporting leg, knee over the toe, and the back leg bends and stretches, bends and stretches, bends and stretches. Good. Keeping that thigh where it is. Again, you can keep it in the air if you prefer, a little bit harder. Stretch and close, and then take a stretch over the top. Bend the knees, let the head hang loose, and roll up through the spine. Back to the top of the mat. Lifting up nice and tall, breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, baby back bend. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, coming all the way down to the mat, sitting down, legs stretched out in front. The knees can be soft here if it's more comfortable for you. Flex your feet, breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, seated forward fold, lengthening towards your toes. Pointing the feet, keeping the toes long, roll down to your mat, bring the knees to a 90-degree angle, hands to the tummy. We stretch the right leg forward and it brings it back. Left leg, bring it back and alternate. Keeping the belly button pulling down to a neutral spine. Head is on the mat, back of the neck long. From here, we're going to roll onto our side. Cross that top foot in front. Take a hold of it with your hand. It can be on the demi point or flat, however you prefer. And then we're going to lift the underneath leg up and lower it down. Squeezing your abdominals, squeezing your butt cheeks. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Hold it there. Then we're going to bend that knee. Not letting the knee move forward. We take the underneath part of your leg from the knee down, backwards. squeezing, resisting, and lower it back down. Take your front arm as a balance now and bring your top leg into a retire position. You're going to drop the knee forward and then open it back up to the ceiling and repeat. Really working in the hip, forward and open, keeping the hips square, nice and flat. Then stretch that leg out, push away with the heel and pull it back up nice and high. Always keeping the knee towards the ceiling, hips are square. One more. And then coming back onto your back, taking the inside of that leg into a half happy baby, the knee into the armpit, heel opens up, hips are square to the ceiling. Bring the knee back to the chest, breathe in, extend that leg as far as you can. Flex the foot for an extra stretch if you want to. Softening the knee, breathing in, sitting up. Crossing the foot over and then tucking it back, stacking the knees on top of each other, lifting tall through the spine, breathing in and then breathing out. Take a nice stretch over the top. Breathe in, arms coming up. Breathe out, stretch that leg out in front. And then coming towards your screen, bending your leg and taking a side stretch and open. Repeat, side stretch. And as you open, turning the hips into a pigeon position to square the hips off, stretch that back leg, lift up through the spine. And coming to the elbows, keeping the spine long, shoulders away from the ears. If you want to, you can go a little bit further, stretching the arms out in front, forehead to the mat, or you can stay on your elbows, whichever you prefer. Coming back up to the hands, swing the back leg around. Breathing in, lift the arms up, flex the feet. Breathing out, seated forward, fold with stretched or soft knees, your choice. Point your feet and roll down through the spine to lying down. Bring the knees to the chest and then to 90 degrees, hands on your tummy. Stretching one leg, bringing it back and alternating. Keeping the spine neutral. And then we roll onto the second side. Cross that front leg, take a hold of it with the hand. We're going to breathe in and lift the underneath leg, squeezing the abdominals and your bum, and lower. And repeat. And again. One more. Hold it up. Keeping the knee where it is and moving the lower part of the leg back. We bend and stretch with resistance. And again, bend and stretch. Keep pulling that tummy button tight. Bend and stretch. One more. Bend and stretch. Lower the leg down. Bring the hand in front for balance and the top leg to retire. We drop the knee forward, rotating in the hip. Open it back up. And again, forward and open. Two more. Last one. And then we're going to stretch that leg, pushing away through the heel and pulling it back up nice and high with the knee. Push and stretch. Pull, bring it back. Push and stretch. And pull, bring it back. Push and stretch. And pull. Rolling onto your spine into half happy baby on the second side. Hips are square. Opening up that hip. Bring the knee to the chest. Breathe in and extend the top leg, flexing the foot for an extra stretch if you want to. Soften the knee, breathe in, sitting up, cross the leg over and tuck the foot back, stacking the knees. Breathing in, lengthen the spine to the ceiling, and as you breathe out, relax over that leg as far as you can. Breathe in, arms coming up. Stretch both legs and opening back to your screen, one leg bent. Cross the arm over and side stretch. Breathe in, recover. And again, breathing out, side stretch, reaching for that toe. Breathing in and opening up to pigeon pose. Hips are square, Pull your left hip back, your right hip forward. Breathing in and breathing out, coming to the elbows. If you want to, reaching the arms out forward, forehead coming to the mat, or staying on your elbows, whichever you prefer. And come back to the hands. Swing the back leg around. Breathe in and breathing out, seated forward fold. Breathe in, lift, fingertips to the ceiling. Breathe out, seated forward fold. Breathe in, coming up, and then coming to cross-legged position. We're going to breathe in, lift the arms up, and as you breathe out, reach over the top. Let the head hang heavy, gently nodding or shaking the head. Breathe in, coming back up, fingertips to the ceiling. Breathing out, opening to the sides. We breathe in to a side stretch. Breathe out to the second side. And repeat. Pushing that opposite hip down into the mat for a really nice side stretch. Come back. Arms coming up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. And namaste. Well done. Thanks for joining me. Till next time.